Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scratching Post, where we scratch at that gaming itch. And yes, it is not Sunday, but Saturday. And that means we return to our normal time slot today for some more Ace Attorney investigations. And of course, joining me for today's stream is, of course, our usual cast. Let's start off with Brrr.
Yeah.
Drifting.
Good.
Oh, you cut out there, Drifting.
I'm still here, so that's fine.
Lemming.
Hey up there, bud.
Shadow.
Good evening.
And Kay.
Objection!
And you might notice that we are down someone tonight. Yes, there is no unfortunate Tibbet today. He unfortunately is away in the US, so kind of got a good excuse for that one.
Yeah.
He's busy living his life. It's
He's
fine.
busy living his life, and that is basically the key
His
thing.
best life.
His best life.
Best life.
He has other engagements, shall we say?
More pressing engagements as well. So yes, he will not be joining us tonight, but that's fine because we start a brand new case, and I'm sure we will fill in the various roles if there are people that have been played by him. I also want to point out here as well this follow that I received while I was offline from SRD Law PLLC. Thank you much for following. I do appreciate it. And with that,
Suspicious name, but okay.
people come up with crazy names. What can I say?
True, but
Sounds like a
Yeah.
law firm.
A lawyer,
It's very
yeah.
strange.
Sounds like I need it.
Rip.
well, Miles
there-
needs one.
Hopefully they're gonna correct everything that goes wrong with the investigation. That would be great.
Here we
We'd
go.
be here all night, bro.
Episode 4, Turn About Reminiscence.
That's the sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagaratsu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier.
Should
Bloody hell.
always 7 in this game,
7's a lucky number.
apparently. Well, not for these lawyers.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't again. Man,
Yeah,
there was a great creature ring out too. That told me to. Okay, I'm not going to voice segments because it's way too fast for us to keep track of. Yatagaratsu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Ooh.
Yeah, but you still killed it, dude.
That's a
Dang.
heated battle.
You got to believe me. And then he died.
Bleh. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, the new prosecution shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be recessed until the new prosecutor is ready.
It's like Divot never left.
Good job picking on that, but and keeping track with the scene. Oh, here we go.
September 10, 3:20 p.m. District Court, 3rd floor lobby.
It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom,
That child in the background is freaking me out.
and so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Ooh. But this would be you. I think you can probably guess who it might be.
Edgeworth.
Huh. Sir.
Have you read over all the documents regarding the trial?
Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know.
Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is about complete. Edward, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection.
I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I am honored and proud.
As I have watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defender's pathetic lies into oblivion.
Yes, sir. As such a legendary prosecutor is watching over and judging my performance, I have to be perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
It feels like we've heard that somewhere before.
I've tried.
Seriously, the face of that kid in the background really is freaking me out.
Also, regarding von Karma, I hate the man, but I love the music.
Yes.
Yes.
I tried to give Edward's voice a bit more of younger son by just taking it up a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's working or not. But and I don't know if I can keep it up, but we'll see.
It is.
Bailiff. Who wants to be the bailiff?
I'll be
The
the
trial
bailiff.
will resume. No, wait, I've already done the old man voice for the. The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir.
I was already well aware of that. Shortly or in a moment. Which one is it? Be specific.
I can't give you the specifics, sir.
Egad, what a cold stare he's giving me. However,
I got it from the academy, sir.
as a disciple of von Karma, there is no option but to win.
Staring contest.
He's good. How his cold stare rivals my own.
I knew it. I knew it.
He's sleeping while standing up. Also,
that's-
check out
Characters tend to do that in this game.
check out the photos of the judges above.
know.
Yeah.
All with varying lengths of beard.
Yeah. I did sleep with my eyes open once.
That's frightening.
Oh, yeah, these.
It is.
A model of the courthouse is pretty well constructed. Hands and a face. Don't tell me this thing transforms. Yet I wonder, for what other purpose could they have been made? God.
This is so good. I could drink a whole gallon.
Christ.
I've never heard of water that tastes that good. Maybe I'll give him a minute.
No.
Make it several hours.
No, no.
Is he planning on gulping an entire reservoir dry?
Yeah, if I can.
I'm afraid so.
That man is polydipsia.
What is that, Shadow?
Aren't these great? Daddy made all of these.
Awesome! But didn't you get fired right after you made them?
Ah, yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. And my boss wasn't very happy with me.
Hey, Daddy, didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it?
I'll tell you about somebody when you're older. A secret mechanism. Maybe he installed it as payback for getting fired. Could be trouble. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, polydipsia is basically an overwhelming need to drink.
Oh.
Constant drinking. It's a symptom of diabetes.
Ah.
Oh.
Also, if you drink that much water, you risk getting water poisoning.
Yeah.
Yes, it's called hypervolemia, and it's not great.
Mm.
Today's trials have ended in just 1 minute.
Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct?
Exactly. He had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is this claim that case prosecutor Faraday keeps. Ah, Faraday's such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey.
Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Bern Faraday?
Sympathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. As my daughter will say, he's a foolish fool.
Nonsense?
How much try to explain to me the way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court?
Those who cannot be brought to court? That is nonsense, for no man is above the law.
Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there's no reason to even deal with such individuals.
Foreshadowing!
Dun dun dun.
Whoop.
Who kills by the sword and all that? Prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters.
Thus, there's no reason to deal with such individuals. I see.
Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday has, will not be forgiven.
Have no fear. I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, Prosecutor Bern Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt.
Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of phone karma, of fully operational phone karma.
I love how he's also basically like, I have no reason to deal with the outside, and yet he has a daughter, so... You have been doing something outside of the courtroom, sir.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you do have to secure a way to pass on your mantle to someone.
that's all he cares about. That's all he cares
Unless he's
about.
been doing shenanigans inside the courtroom, in which case, get a room, man.
You know what? It would not actually
Court-
surprise me.
No!
Courtroom is my room, man.
Ah!
Oh, is that why there's a bed in the corner?
Let's just say he doesn't. Let's just say that not that the judge is not the only one with keys to that chamber.
Oh, Lord. I'm surrounded by idiots.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
So, setting aside the filthy talk, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case?
Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files.
Well then, explain the case to me in 5 seconds. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about.
Understood.
Oh dear.
A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Codopian. Is that the correct pronunciation, Kay?
Sorry.
Codopian. Is that the correct pronunciation? of that?
I've always said it like Codhopian, but that's
Codhop.
definitely wrong. You're right. I looked at the
Codopian.
spelling now. You're right.
Okay, so Codopian Embassy. So I'm going to go with Codopian. Codopian. The Codopian Nation.
Ethiopian.
The victim, Mr. Deedman, was a staff member at the embassy.
Are you seriously kidding me?
That is so egregious.
The defendant,
I swear to God.
the defendant in this case is Mr. Mackrell, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious.
Did he seem fishy?
I'm just gonna say, is he a red herring?
Yeah. I thought about both of you.
Just get all the fish puns out in one go. Go ahead, go on.
Yeah, the scale of the problem is just ridiculous.
It was an act of cod.
It's not even funny now.
He was quickly placed under arrested for possession of the murder weapon, a gun.
Under arrested. What?
They're arrested. Yeah, there are typos in Ace Attorney games if you like.
Which
and
word?
most of the time you blip
Come
over
on.
them. When you're
Furthermore,
just like,
at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagaratsu had successfully infiltrated the Kodopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagaratsu, but that he did not kill Deedman. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie.
It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's insanity.
Inanity. Yes.
Insanity as well.
Yes.
This insane inanity.
I don't know what that means though.
It's
Boring.
related to
Dull.
insanity, but something else.
Okay.
But
Lacking
I
a sense
digress.
of meaning.
Yes.
But I digress. We're not here to talk dictionary. Continue, Edgewood.
Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecutor presented the security footage that captured the murder.
The Moida, surely.
The footage clearly showed Mr. Rell as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rell firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitor's gallery. On seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to, by the real Yatakarasu, Byrne Faraday.
That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Cadopian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the second KG-8 incident.
The second KG-8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough.
Well, even among the police, this information is the information that only a select few are privy to.
Could you please enlighten me, sir? The second KG-8 incident. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG-8 incident?
In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original. Prepare for exposition. Take a look at these documents.
This is a 3-year-old newspaper. KG-8 incident overview, date jotted down in my organizer.
You may have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct?
Oh, lordy.
Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling.
Correct.
It's always smuggling.
Yeah.
This
So
game?
which one of them would be the Interpol agent this time?
Oh, God. Well, it's Died Man, obviously. It's the Died Man!
Right, man, yes. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group. And the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light.
Seen you. Seen you. Fucking hell.
However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court.
Wasn't a Cadopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder?
Can I just say, whoever writes this should be punished?
Yes, they should. And a Cadopian by the name of Mary Cochin was the suspect. Manny Cochin, sorry.
That's right.
However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved.
Lack of evidence?
If only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt.
To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated.
If you want to
Be a
put it
little
that
bit
way.
too dedicated.
Yeah. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever.
Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG-8 incident as well?
That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling operation.
And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify.
Just.
You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before the day in court. His day in court against the smuggling operation. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG-8 incident.
So that's why it's being called the second KG-8 incident.
Yes. Yet there is one difference between the two incidents.
What would that be?
The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Yatagaratsu? I'd better find out more. The Yatagaratsu. If it is true that the Yatagaratsu showed up at the Kodopian embassy, what could he or she have been after?
No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely, just the secrets from the Kodopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police.
What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police?
I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, would you say?
That's why you don't go back to the scene of the crime.
Foreshadowing! Yes.
Yes.
But apparently, a lot of criminals do go back to the scene of the crime for some reason.
I think it's one. I think it's a kind of thing to kind of almost check up, like you've not left anything.
Yeah. Casual criminals, like #1 rule: don't write down your crimes.
That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct?
And don't tweet about them.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday.
Mr. Faraday?
He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well.
Convenient.
He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG8 incident and the Yatagarasu case? Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate.
What is it, little girl?
You're scary, mister.
Oh, that's Kay.
No. So Drifting is playing the role of young K for this episode.
Oh, fair. Sorry.
That's right.
He asked me
no worries.
to pick up the role.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
what do you
really
mean
good.
scary? I'm not scary.
Did you need something?
There's a really
I
good
want to
spray.
trade these coins with you.
There's a really good spray with Baby K that's coming up, and I'm so excited for it. Okay, this is all.
A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. Looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want?
I love how that's like.
Thanks.
It doesn't even look like
what I needed.
It doesn't even
She's
look
so
like it's her
adorable.
style. It's just a picture of $1
Yes.
put in the game. That's so funny. I didn't notice that
She's so
before.
cute. Oh my god.
She is adorable.
Could that child be here to watch the trial?
How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse.
Also, I'm really trying on her voice.
If I were in charge here, does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Will no one make Japanifunia great again?
Nothing?
Lemming?
What's Lemming?
Lemming?
Sorry, I didn't realize I actually had my mic muted because I was chewing.
Oh.
Sorry.
I said the line 3 times and nothing happened. Oh, shit.
We can't hear you, sir.
The paperwork for the prosecutor substitution is complete.
Yeah.
Why, do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes?
Hey, I'm so sorry.
You better be. I can have you mopping up the courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant.
It's not no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me.
A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself.
Love how they're just waggling their fingers at each other.
Yeah, a lot of the sprite animations are almost mirrors of each other, and I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can absolutely see that he's been picking up everything from Funkama. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth.
The edgiest of boys.
Yeah. The worthiest of edgies.
Yes.
September 10th, 4 p.m. District courtroom number 3.
We're actually
Mambo
gonna
number
get a
5.
We're actually gonna get a courtroom scene in the investigations. Shock horror.
Yeah, we're in the courtroom, ladies and gentlemen.
Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either?
Bailiff,
Oh,
bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday?
I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention.
Fair enough.
I was eating.
Also,
judge has
Manfred,
legs.
don't be stealing lines.
Proof the judge has legs.
Yeah. Oh, you must be the one Mr. Funkama recommended. I handed you first file. I look forward to seeing you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I would have sworn that I heard him popping on off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
Sir, it looks like the trial's about to resume, however.
Yes, it'll be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar. Without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to?
He's probably dead.
Oh dear.
Okay. Someone be random character.
It's an emergency, sirs!
Oh, Lemming, it's you.
I was thinking when I saw the stairs, I was like, wait, isn't this me?
Oh, I don't know who it was.
Sorry.
I didn't know.
Silence!
It's fine. It's fine, Shadow. I didn't know either. So
Yeah. But you did a really good unintentional gumshoe. There shall be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from this courtroom at once.
But he can't because
Please.
he's me.
Wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them, they're both dead, Your Honor.
Well,
huh? What?
Well, shit.
wow.
Oh, that's a problem.
Did we all miss the courtroom?
September 10th, District Court. Hallway.
I guess it
I
was
love his
slightly
run
more than
cycle.
a birthday.
Stay back. No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Just who does this oddball think he is? Okay.
Hold on, I need to scroll to the right thing because I was looking at other things. Yep. This is becoming quite the hotspot.
Isn't she Mr. Rell's defense attorney?
Trying to mimic her
Hey!
objection.
You, no running in the hallway, pal.
And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse.
Let's say
On the internet?
Ryan.
That's not happening.
Who the fuck are you?
And you are?
Who? Me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name before asking theirs.
Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a district prosecutor.
Give me
Prosecutor?
your...
I've never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal.
Yes, sir?
I was just to make a Lord of the Rings joke. Like, give me your name, Coat Master, and I shall give you mine.
I've told you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours?
Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently, I achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first.
This detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene.
He's such a
We're the
sweetheart. I
detective.
love him.
So,
I was really hoping for him to ask Edgeworth to pinch him.
So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident?
You know what? I don't have to tell you anything, right?
I know that, but it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know.
Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2.
So you were the guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty?
Well, I freaked out when I heard the gunshot, and then I kind of froze.
You're a detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much?
Shut up,
It'll be the
Edward.
blood, won't it?
And again, I can hardly claim to not know what it's like to hear one at close range.
Very loud, as far as I know.
Then, Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there dead.
Is that everything?
Hearing a gunshot up close can really mess with your hearing. Can
Oh,
really
yeah.
blow your hearing out.
Yep.
Which is why
That's-
even when firing small caliber weapons, you still use ear protection.
That's the origin of one of my OCs having hearing loss. She's actually for Ace Attorney.
Nice.
She's great. Anyways.
Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle.
Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion.
That is
Gumshoe's
odd.
testimony jotted down on the wall. Yeah, you would have thought so.
So one gunshot, there were 2 dead people.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless somebody was already dead.
Let's talk to this woman. Do you have a minute?
You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this.
Ah, I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court.
Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh?
I'll have you know, madam, that I study under Manfred von Karma.
Madam.
Do not take me for some naive novice.
For such a young man, he's got huge hands.
Sorry, that was unrelated. That was me laughing at that she's got such huge hands because there's a thing about that in the fandom, but I won't talk about it yet. It's not spoilers or anything, but it's just I need to finish this line first. Do not take me for some naive novice. So you're a student of Von Karma. I should have. Those clothes are a dead giveaway.
Wow.
Just stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts.
I'm sorry, I'm on her side in this case.
Try not to make me laugh so much, okay? Okay, now I can explain. So Edgeworth has big hands in this game. Like if you look at, like, I think at one point in this game or another game, in this game, in the second game, he had like he's waving his arm and you see Kay right next to him, and like his hand is like as big as her head.
But perspective.
It is perspective. But the joke in the fandom is the joke that I made when we were streaming that I tried not to make, then someone else made it. I was like, damn it, you opened the floodgates. Is that Edgeworth has yaoi hands. To explain what that means in yaoi comics,
Oh, God.
people have giant hands for no goddamn reason.
like insanely,
It's
like
just-
a
it's
mutated
just-
part of the body.
the art
large.
style, and it's bad, and it's not good, but
I wasn't. I wasn't trying to anything of the sort.
I'm just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu.
Great, I've got a name.
You're such. Also, please just appreciate her design, like especially in
love
the
her
close-up.
design.
Like,
It's
love
great.
her
I specifically like her earrings.
yes,
Yeah,
they're
something like
so
her blue shoes.
good.
Yes.
I want to cosplay her so bad, but I don't have the long hair anymore.
Yeah.
And if you're telling the truth, we were about to go head on in court.
Ah, but of course. I've heard much about you, Miss Yu.
But of course, I've heard much about you. You're regular Shakespeare.
Did I say something funny?
This is the perfect. I didn't even think about this when I was like, yes, I want this role, but this is the perfect role for me. I'm a gigabuck.
I love how much fun you're having.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'd like you to update me on the situation.
I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there?
If that's the case, then why are you here? What's so funny?
It's just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against before until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back in the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened.
Huh. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I
I never
feel-
noticed how she like how she very much does like switch between the like laughing mode and then the very like sort of serious mode. I never noticed how that was not as seamless as I imagined.
Yeah, no, I feel Edgeworth though with the sort of the tactless thing. It's like I'm just saying words. What?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, also I really loved how at the beginning of you playing you put so much contempt in her voice. That was great.
Yes.
That's too bad. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Baird, homicide. I was informed of the situation and came as quickly as possible. This is gonna be interesting. So how did you arrive and inspect the body before me?
Welcome to Ebek talks to himself in two different voices.
Faraday requested me to testify at the trial. Plan is simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. Crime scene.
I'm having a heart attack because this is so good. That's
Yeah.
why I'm
So
gonna mute now, 'cause
very good. I love it.
I'm gonna keep making noises if I
It's
don't
fine.
mute, I'm gonna interrupt.
I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me?
Yes.
Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare he trick me like that?
Yeah, because a
To be
detective
fair-
is just going to shoot a prosecutor in the middle of the courtroom.
To be fair, I thought it was a giant lollipop and he was going to give it to me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Same.
Mr. Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of a blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, Mr. Macrell, was shot and killed.
I actually thought he would take another cigarette and replace the one he's holding with a new one.
Oh, that's not a cigarette, I don't think.
That's a cigarette.
Well, that's the lollipop.
He was found holding a
a
bloody
lollipop.
knife in his hand.
Okay.
Was there anyone else who went into defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe.
Sweet boy, and we love him.
He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impotence. This guy really is testing my patience. I really like Bad.
Yeah,
I do as well. And you,
Yeah.
He's so good.
he's so
Bad
good.
to
Your
the
voice
bone.
is just mwah.
Yeah, is it alright? I think I've lost a
It's
bit of the edge.
perfect. It's
It is-
perfect.
Yeah.
You're doing flipping
you're doing perfect.
fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, I love how he looks like a young Christopher Lee.
yes.
Yes.
It does.
So the point with Bad, like in his design, is that he's supposed to be a noir detective. That's
I can
that's
see
the
it.
thing.
Very hard-boiled
Yes.
lollipop.
Speaking of,
Um,
notice how the colours used are much more faded compared to most
Yeah.
other characters.
That's how I noticed.
Yeah. Additionally, also if you note his tie, it is tied in like almost the same way as Gumshoe's.
Oh.
Like it's like
yeah.
loose in that same way, like it looks very similar because Gumshoe and him have a connection.
That's
Yeah,
that's the detective regulations. You have
Well,
to wait
no.
and
Of course
find
we've
out.
got a
Not
connection.
technically,
That
there
goes
are
to
detectives who
detective.
don't have this later in the series, but for now, perhaps.
Try with
So you were all saying he is so good, and I can only think he's so good, he's bad.
Bad to the bone.
Why was I not informed?
Bad.
Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides ain't my only gig. The Yatagaratsu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagaratsu's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday really was the Yatagaratsu or not? Well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in the head of yours, son. Son? I'm not your son, Pops.
Ooh. Getting spicy.
Sassy.
Miss you. There's someone here who wishes to see you.
Who is it?
A Cordopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin.
What?
What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moves just changed all of a sudden. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Cochin...
I'll be right there.
Oh, who wants to voice Manny Cochin?
It's nice to see you again. Miss you.
Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again.
Now. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat?
Fine, let's go.
Don't mind me.
Don't mind me, I'm angry. I'm angry.
Don't talk
Oh,
me,
wait.
I angy.
Bad.
Von Karma, it's been a long time.
I knew you'd show up. You usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception.
Do you know Detective Bad, sir?
Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on.
It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective.
Oh, and you're a poet too, I guess. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Bat. That man that I just passed by. Was he not a suspect from the KG8 incident?
So I was right.
Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile! I would have proven his guilt in 3 minutes.
Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed.
Very well.
You say that as if Von Karma has taste, though.
Yeah. Bold of you to assume that, bad. Back on topic. I'm placing Edward in charge of the investigation here.
Objection!
Oh,
Oh shit.
Oh,
Papa! How could you place him in charge?
Franziska, what are you doing here?
I'm here for summer vacation. What else?
So cute.
Franziska von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She is the daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his, who's also a junior to me.
You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it.
She can read minds.
You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you?
Ha! If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never.
Why does she always have to be this competitive?
Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him.
That's just like Franziska. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them.
Oh, it's bad-mouthing now. You wait a few years.
That
Yeah?
these two will be conducting the investigation.
What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene?
Ha! This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills.
A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in.
So what are you doing there? I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bat. They will not tolerate complaining. Edwin, Franziska, I leave this case to the two of you.
Understood, sir.
Yes, Papa.
I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me.
Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this.
You have no say in this anyway.
Miles Edgeworth.
It's been quite some time, Franziska.
This will be the perfect chance for us to see which one of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name.
Would it kill you to at least say hello?
Long time no see.
Very good.
No.
Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud.
She hasn't changed a bit.
Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name.
For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him, he never fails. Now,
I wouldn't call it convincing.
Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a most arduous task.
I'll just leave him alone.
The conversation between
Jesus.
Karma and Bad was just, we have to continue this for the sake of the plot. September 10, 4:15 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2.
What the fuck was going on in here?
Yeah.
I think we should leave these gentlemen alone.
They're busy with stuff.
I mean, they have found a room.
True.
The chalk outlines, though.
Yeah. Is the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously?
I'm just gonna say that knife is not nearly as bloody as it needs to be to have killed somebody.
What do you have? A knife? No!
No! Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking.
What are you talking about?
I'll only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the One Karma name. I think I've said that before.
Michelle of the Resistance, is that you? Listen carefully, for I shall only say once.
I know that reference.
A competition.
The person that figures out the truth first wins.
So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name?
Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth.
Fine. Whatever makes you happy.
Can I take that as you accepted my challenge?
Once again, whatever makes you happy.
Challenge accepted.
Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present that like the professional I am.
Competing to discover the truth about a crime. How delightfully childish.
That bad guy might have been right.
You kid over there. Kid?
Ha! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said kids, kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey,
Dialogue of this.
big guy, you're going to watch over these two.
Oh, Lemming's muted.
We've lost Lemming.
Lemming's muted for some reason, but I think he's got... He might be chewing.
Probably chewing. Or away. Actually, let me...
Yes, sir, Detective Benson.
Oh, you went away. Okay. Oh, wow.
Now, what I say from now on, kids, okay?
You'd better not get in our way, Scruffy.
Who's scruffy looking?
You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do.
You prosecutor boy.
Also, as Kay stated, that's not a whip.
Let's get your investigation started already, alright?
Great. Now even that...
Crunch.
Great. Oh, crunch.
Crunch. Big old crunch.
See why this is my favorite case?
Your voice.
Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child.
Alright. It's time to get investigating. Get it moving, prosecutor boy.
My name is Miles Edgeworth. And if you were to call me Prosecutor Boy one more time, it would be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary.
Oh Christ.
What? What did you do with my salary after I saw how much it was?
Make it less.
That's up to you now, isn't it?
Really? Sounds good, pal.
Oh, babe.
He's so naive.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Detective Bat, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in a trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member. But
Oh, that Narinko Type 54 gets everywhere.
I never heard anything about the knife. Mr.
Time.
Mr. Rail was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could have been a piece of evidence that yet to be presented. But then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if it's possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rail with it. Huh. Maybe you got a brain in there after all, kid. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rail first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence, so as to ensure the honor of the Von Karma name.
Can I just say, I love that little kiddish argument that we had earlier. That was so funny.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I
That was the best part. That was the best dialogue so far.
Y'all should please do look at the vending machines. I think you need to, but also because it's very fun.
After we leave the room, I guess.
Yeah, after you leave the room,
This
I'm here.
this decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it.
Charlie, is that you?
Perhaps I should purchase one for my own room.
You should totally do that. Plants in rooms always improve.
Plants in rooms always improve. Always improve the ambience. Actually,
Yes.
there we go. That's going to be a tea set. There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of a disturbance.
Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe it was super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know?
Maybe the... Welcome back. Maybe the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off.
Did I miss anything important?
Not really, I don't think.
No.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's fast forward through this. Is the evidence bag itself? I don't know where they were just... there's some... Oh, gumshoe.
There's some stuff in the bag, pal.
I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence that I was supposed to collect from him.
This is evidence? I'd better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it.
Do you just not pay attention to anything, do you? Oh, well. What's with the TV?
I love.
Whoa!
Yes, Burr?
I just love how Francisca is menacingly looking at the dead bodies as if waiting for them to confess.
Yep. yes.
Probably.
Come on, say a thing.
What is it, Detective Gumshoe?
My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal.
Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one.
That's
We're all made of money, pal. Ooh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ah! And way too noisy.
You're the noisy one, Scruffy.
Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it.
But I didn't touch it.
Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of a detective work.
I mean, sorry, he's not wrong, but in this game, preservation of the crime scene? Are you kidding me?
Now, this game's done so many violations against the conduct in court, against the detective work that one more
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on.
I just want a better TV.
I noticed the window's open.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's have a look at the window. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air.
Ugh. Flowers in the garden, they are so gross and ghastly.
Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change?
Aw.
Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through this window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor.
Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows?
I was gonna say, aren't there bars on the window?
Well, the moment he said that they would fall from the 3rd floor, I assumed
Yeah, I guess-
they're like parts of the blinds.
Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right?
They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Okay,
There's
that's...
still the secret switch in the door in the courthouse.
Yeah, whatever that's about.
Yeah.
It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However,
Using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha!
what was that outburst for?
My detective's instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see?
You don't need a detective's instinct for that, it's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies.
One of the evidence bags is splattered with blood. Looks like it was like... So that has to... But as Edgewood...
I'm assuming the blood-splattered one is the one that holds the bullet.
Why are all the plastic bags scattered all around?
Those are bags for keeping evidence safe, pal.
I know that much, detective.
You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal?
Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two?
Well,
There's
they're
also
underneath.
something weird about just the way the bodies are like that.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
doesn't-
they're implying they died because they simultaneously killed each other, but one has the knife, another has a gun.
It's more.
Yeah.
It looks more as if they were brought here and put like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the bags are underneath Faraday, but not technically underneath Mac.
Yeah.
So it could be that Mac fell, then the thing, then Faraday. But why is only one of them blood splattered?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lack of blood for a crime scene.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
knife doesn't look very bloody either.
Speaking of the knife, let's check it out.
Looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hand.
There's some blood stuck on it.
Then he must have used it as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it.
Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his personage? Did he bring it as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes about it.
Can we examine it?
Good idea, let's examine it.
This knife
Weird.
really looks weird, more like a scalpel.
We can't examine it.
It looks more like a sort of like flick blade to me.
It does
So-
look very unusual, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Kind of also looks like some kind of ornamental sacrificial knife.
Well, I don't think it's ornamental. It definitely, I agree with Shadow. The length of the blade is almost the same length of the handle itself, which you'll need the handle to be quite long, but it does look like it's meant to resemble something innocuous if the blade was compacted. But you might be right. It might be ceremonial. I don't know.
Well, either way, it doesn't look like something that Mac
Yeah.
would own.
No, I agree. Let's check the gun.
Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand.
So he shot Mr. Rell and then he fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun?
I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one.
More foreshadowing.
I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal.
There's still a safety lock and there's a lot of stuff to know about firing a gun.
Yeah, no, I probably, if somebody put a gun in my hand, I probably wouldn't know what to do, honestly.
Yeah.
Me neither.
But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hand.
It appears that the police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, real talk. Game got too real there for a second. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand.
Let's just say it's not just this department that needs to have that looked into.
Right.
Well, I guess we can't really do anything until they pick the bodies up for autopsy.
There's the hand. We get some of the hand.
Oh, it's gripping something.
Yeah.
His hand. Oh no, it's pulling up shoot.
His hand is all black down here, see? I wonder what that could be.
If you look closely, This blotching pattern resembles an ink stain.
Huh. Like he was writing something.
An ink stain?
Yes, I usually get ink on my own hands when I use my feather pen.
A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you are just making it up, pal?
Have you seen my outfit, man?
You do look like you're from the 18th century, I'll admit.
Mr. Rowell's cause of death was from being shot, correct?
That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down.
Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth.
Are you sure they were trying to hide something?
I can't confirm Mr. Rowell's cause of death with his body position like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail, if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are?
Not really.
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Labby.
Yes, sir. I've taken enough photos of the scene, sir.
And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies to me, will you?
Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Well,
That looks so arranged, like pre-arranged.
That looks so sus. I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like this.
A single stab
Yeah.
wound to the lung.
Yeah, very precise stab wound.
let's check out the head first of both men.
How did he know how to avoid the ribs and such?
Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse.
Plus, this makes the way they're found even weirder because, like, the idea that they simultaneously kill
Fell
each
on top
other
of each other,
only makes sense if you
Yeah.
jab the knife in someone's back.
Yeah. Also, there's not nearly enough blood. Their
Yeah.
front
Yeah.
should be fucking soaked. Well, at least Mr. Faraday's chest should be fucking soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did it have to be like this? I don't even know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal.
Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Did you become a detective in order to solve crimes?
Yeah.
Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder.
Right. I'm on it, pal.
First, he killed a Cadopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself.
This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know.
Oh? What makes you say that?
But he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two.
Well, he did admit to killing a Mr. Dead Man. Who is a dead man?
Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition was telling me something.
Detective's intuition?
Yep. Do you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detect.
We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation.
Does anybody find it
Right.
really weird that both murder wounds are in almost exactly the same
Same
place?
place.
Yeah. That's almost
Yeah.
like they were both shot at the same time together.
Not just
Yeah.
that, if you look at the hands, they're also the weapons in the same hands. So
Yeah,
Mac would
and
have
that
to
makes-
Yeah.
stab
that makes
over.
the wound pattern wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was looking at it because Faraday would have to shoot to Mac's right, but how would Mac have to stab Faraday's right?
They effectively would have crossover, effectively.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
just thinking that doesn't
They
make
couldn't-
sense. Why?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just go straight ahead? Why all the ceremony?
There's something in his breast pocket. It's
Also,
Okay.
sorry.
Go
I
on.
was going to say the elevation of the wounds is scarily similar. A little too
it is.
similar.
It's.
It, oh,
I'll commit the line. It's
more-
a fountain pen. Go on.
It's just more subtle evidences that this was all just prearranged.
It's not really subtle.
Also, no, that was sarcastic. Sorry. It was. I also really love the idea of Gumshoe, like Spider-Man in the comics, like, my detective says a Sibling, pal.
Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. It's because Detective Bad is always telling me you should always write your name on everything you own.
Yes. Somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual.
Could the fountain pen be linked to why Faraday's got? Yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking the exact thing. Let's examine and then we can start linking logic.
yeah. Let's.
There's a knife wound. Oh, that's Gumshoe's line. Sorry, I'm used to
There's
speaking
a
first.
knife wound in his chest here, see?
I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rella's holding. Labbe,
Yes, sir. Verify now, sir.
Reinsert the knife
Make it
into this
quick.
hole.
from the look of things, one could deduce the knife Mr. Rella's holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. There we go. Speaking of, we'll look at the weapons. Let's look at the bullet wound.
It just means the knife is what was in the wound.
Shot in the chest.
It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week, and I still haven't fired a single round yet.
There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean
Wait, burn marks?
a round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. L must have been shot from at least a yard or two away.
So then how did he stab
Yeah.
Mr. Faraday?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
His arm isn't that long.
Just
Yeah.
one more subtle clue.
You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal.
Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial.
Oh, rude.
Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First,
Also,
Mr.
common was misspelled. It has two M's.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry.
That's all right. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood.
No,
That is
No.
my theory in any case.
No.
no.
What a
No.
crazy way to go.
Just no.
Still,
Yeah, just
something about that explanation just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, everything.
Well, you think?
where would you like me to start?
Hmm.
Do you
At
have
the
all
beginning,
evening?
please.
I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here.
I think
Let's...
this is also the first time where it's this obvious that what they're trying to play at just didn't happen that way.
yeah. Yeah.
That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen.
Oh, let's ask the lab guy.
Detective Gumshoe. Confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen.
This guy's magical. He can just do it without even needing to go back to the lab.
I
He
see.
is the
Good
lab.
work.
I am the lab.
Oh. My detective instinct is of level 15.
Sorry? Okay, what?
I said I'm the lab, and the lab is not mocked. It's a thing from Les Mis.
Ah.
But instead, it's the law, so it's the lab. Don't worry about it.
You know, I've always wanted to say that. Even if it was just one time in my life.
If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case
so
as
why
well.
is the gun in his right,
Right
hand?
hand, exactly.
Because someone didn't do their homework right.
hmm
Okay, if you say so, pal.
There we go. Neat and tiable. Could these two connect in any way?
I don't think so. Maybe the window and the bags?
I don't know, because...
I don't think we can match any of these to
Oh
each
yeah,
other.
it just says the scent of flowers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you could try the table and the plastic bags.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, try those two. Try those two. Try the table and the plastic bags.
It's because, why would it be like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there we go. There's a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, might there not be another explanation as how they got there?
Another reason?
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow.
Yeah. Please get that blood away from me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on. Let me
I
have the
can
lab
check
guy.
that, sir.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either.
It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal. Just, keep that blood away from me. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other.
They did.
No, we can't conclude that quite yet.
Can we?
There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility.
No way, pal. Really?
I suppose I will just have to show you the conflict in this crime scene.
I would argue there's multiple.
The thing in his hand.
It is connected to the evidence we hold. It is the fountain pen.
And
Left-handed Faraday.
yeah,
Eureka!
gun on. Why the gun is right.
Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, lady and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene.
Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange, except he could be ambidextrous. But how could something like this happen?
Lemming, you read my mind.
The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died.
Someone else?
Plastic bag scattered on the floor and the gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us.
Like, this game likes to pretend that being ambidextrous isn't the thing, while most people aren't exclusively right or left-handed.
I
Yeah,
thought-
it's like
I thought it was less common for someone to be ambidextrous than it was for to have actually a double hand. I don't know. Just me.
District
So,
Court
okay.
defendant Lummy number 2.
So I learned this from a video just dissecting BBC Sherlock, but basically it is actually very common for people to
Oh.
write with one hand and then shoot a gun with their other hand
Of course, yeah.
because
But-
the knockback.
Yeah, good point.
They don't want to hurt the
Makes
hand they use for most of their stuff. Ta-da!
Here's the autopsy report.
It is probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting.
So are they implying Mr. Faraday basically got stabbed in the heart? Because that's the only way I can imagine someone dying immediately
look,
from a
this-
stab wound.
Well, I don't know. from the location, it looks like it probably hit his lung, but there are a lot of blood vessels running around there, so
Fair enough.
kind of possible. I don't know. It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Of course! The incident began when Mr. Faraday attempted to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There is absolutely no margin for doubt, except the very big margin where you're not even listening.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
Ha! Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is.
Don't worry, I will.
But to get back a little bit on the
What
topic of hands,
happened?
media tends to act like if you have a dominant hand, then the other is completely useless, and that's just not the case.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, yeah, that is true, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous while Mr. Rell survived for a short time.
Oh, was that Burr?
I just said it depends on the person, but that doesn't matter much.
From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this
The
case.
knife belongs to Faraday?
That's the current theory. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. What?
Rebuttal.
What happened?
Hold it! Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously?
I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. Shock doesn't work that way.
I know. Yeah. Just go with it.
Let it go,
There.
Shadow.
There, you see? It's been documented clear as day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so that's where you got the idea to update the autopsy reports. huh?
Yes. He
Hold
died
it.
from shock of being stabbed in the chest by the defendant.
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement?
Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need.
Alright, so Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. Then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed.
You're finally beginning to catch on, I see.
Hold it! So you believe that the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test.
You're
So
not
the
wrong,
two men
but-
struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle.
Messy?
Yes, my logic is perfectly sound.
No, it isn't. The room isn't that messy.
Can you really say that it's perfect?
What are you insinuating?
Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append that statement to your testimony.
Fine. They struggled, and Mr. Rell used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday.
That's not the statement that I have an issue with, though.
Shall we keep pressing, or shall we? Shall we present the gun? Because go on, the gun.
Let's keep pressing. Let's keep pressing.
Yeah.
Hold it. About this statement.
Mr. Rell used all of his remaining strength to take the knife and defend himself. One can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do.
How does one compare to the damage to our crop can do with the state of this room?
Furthermore, all the plastic bags on the floor in this room were scattered there due to the fight.
No.
Is there anything else that I can explain for you?
No, that'll be fine.
No, explain the table then.
Look, we can clearly see that she wasn't fucking paying attention at all.
Hold it! Claiming speculation is fact already. Don't you feel that the evidence is a bit lacking?
You'll find all the evidence you need just by looking around this room. Yeah, Fran. And then maybe you could listen as well.
Maybe you could start taking your own advice, Fran.
Pal.
Mr. Faraday collapsed on top of Mr. Rell. In addition, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, making a counterattack impossible. What? Oh, yeah. Furthermore, the room is a total mess from that fight. In what case? Heh, I dare say that there's more evidence here than you can whip a whip at. What?
It looks like she's becoming more and more confident. And, looking at this place, she might have a right to be. After all, everything seems to support her theory.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like you're starting to see my point. I've as good as won our little competition.
No, you haven't.
There's something strange about Franziska's theory. I should compare claim with the data I've gathered thus far. I just know there's a contradiction somewhere.
It's just the fact that even I'm so just like pulling out of my character going, what the fuck?
Well, you have the most right
I mean,
to do so.
guys, come on. I have made more of a mess in my room just living there.
Yeah,
Come on.
Seen my flat recently?
Actually, no, I don't think...
No,
No. They struggled? No sign of a struggle.
No sign of a struggle.
yeah.
Objection! If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing.
That's your problem with that statement.
You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How, then, did Mr. Rell get his hands on the knife?
That's a good question, though.
Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Ross saw a chance and took it out at some point.
Fair enough.
So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed.
Isn't there something
No,
strange?
because his death was instantaneous.
Yes. Because the thing... So wait, so there's I'm pretty confident of this. Where are the notes? I think, yeah,
That was an instant death.
Instant death, yeah.
But was that here or was that in the autopsy report?
Oh, really?
It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. L after being stabbed because he died instantly.
Oh yeah, as you keep saying, Fran.
Take that! According to the coroner's report, and multiple accusations from yourself, Franziska, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that.
Oh, you got me.
But of course...
Well, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Rell.
Fair enough.
Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That's the only explanation that makes logical sense.
Yes and no.
Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying Franziska.
I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory, it's only a foolish fool like you could.
How naive you to
like
believe...
the smoke fish.
Yes, it's so good. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid. And still Yeah, what was that?
Can you copy and paste that to the internet, please?
And still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers to you. Franziska, you've still got a ways to go.
What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic?
Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene.
Also, I sincerely hope you can't hear the fireworks going off in the distance on my end.
I can't.
No, we can't.
Good.
Yes! Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rel. So if he died first instantly, then how?
The other way around.
How-
Yeah, how is
did
he
that
on?
happen?
How is he on top?
Yeah.
That's what already bugged me when I first saw the bodies.
Let me get this straight. What you're arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and then shot Mr. Rel. Then, the wounded Mr. Rel found opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Rel died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which the bodies are piled.
No.
Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rel's, therefore, Mr. Rel must have died before Mr. Faraday.
Impossible.
Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene we must solve is...
Objection. No. Not so fast, Miles Edgeworth.
What now?
I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box.
Huh?
And that's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent.
Huh?
She sure bounced back quickly. Explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong.
Round 2.
What happened
Bye.
round 2?
It was just
A
chance that
brawl
Mr.
is surely
Faraday...
brewing.
It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rel's.
What?
What? The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same... No!
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 Because as you've been stating, one of them died instantaneously.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. Yes,
Yes, it does.
It makes all the sense, unless you're saying that they died at different times and then they were put there.
I just want to point out, don't forget, Franziska's young, naive, and also she's also intentionally opposing Miles's viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True, yeah.
she's being annoying for the sake of being annoying, but
Yes.
I
game,
know.
please.
It physically hurts me, Eva.
Sorry.
It's
I just know that Franziska's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I
There's
can present...
plenty of holes in our logic, Miles.
You could just say, I just know her explanation isn't correct. You didn't need to say
Your
absolutely.
logic has more holes than Mr. Bad's coat.
Hold it! About that...
Objection! Pressing someone's testimony in order to give some time to think. You're a real one-trick pony, aren't you? It's too bad your trick only works on fools.
That wasn't my intent. I simply wish for more details as to how Mr. Faraday ended up on top of Mr. Rel.
It's not that kind of game, Miles. Someone's impatient. I was just about to explain everything to you. So do you think you could hold on for a minute?
No.
Ah, Franziska, I'll make you a deal. I'll hold on if you hold on to that whip of yours.
Oh, I'll hold on to it all right. As I whip you!
Ah,
Well, now that you've quietened down a bit, I'd like to continue, if you don't mind.
hold it!
I think this is me and Eva getting out of this.
The two fell on top of each other. Don't you find that is just a bit strange?
Not at all.
I can see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart.
Miles Edgeworth, once I'm done here, you'll see that there's nothing strange at all.
Everything's strange about this case.
Now then, the two men fell into a pile.
Hold it! What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time?
I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver, and then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday.
We pass over to our resident gun expert. What is wrong with that statement, Fleming?
Quite a lot.
Anything in particular?
I think I need to see the statement again to fully understand it. But...
So she called this gun a revolver.
Yeah, like I said, quite a lot. That ain't a revolver, that's a semi-auto.
Can we also just acknowledge the
For
fact
once,
that
just
she's
acknowledge-
saying that Mr. Faraday is trying to kill someone and he can't decide which weapon he's going to use, so he's using them both at the same time?
Yeah, and then Mr. Rell grabs the fucking knife as he's falling down and somehow manages to stab the dude. In
Yeah.
the same orientation that
Very
he was shot.
precisely.
What is this
Yeah.
logic, friend?
There is
If I
none.
recall correctly, I believe that the wiki actually says, "Hey, this isn't a revolver, guys." For one.
Probably, yeah. Because it is.
That is how Mr. Rell wound up on. Let me start this again. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. Sorry.
That definitely is not that kind of game.
Am I writing a fan fiction here? What? At close range, that is more than possible, except they weren't at close.
Yes, it's possible, but
Well, if you have any other ideas,
Plenty!
then show me what you've got.
oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said in your testimony.
I don't see any point to that, but as you please.
I mean, I have one major problem here.
That fact indicates that they attacked each other at the same time from close range.
Yeah, not from close range.
No.
Yeah, one, can't have been from close range because we already know about the burn marks. And two, if that weapon was administered as evidence, it should have been unloaded.
Yes.
This is the Ace Attorney world.
Yeah,
I must
this
admit,
is the Ace
I was
Attorney world,
thinking
though.
that as well. I was thinking, well, how would you? Never mind.
Yeah, it's standard procedure in firearms cases to unload the weapon.
I know, but this is Ace Attorney. They don't do the standard procedures. at
Hold
all.
it. You're saying that they attacked each other at the same time from close range?
Exactly. Mr. Faraday pointed the gun at Mr. Rell's chest and pulled the trigger. Mr. Rell then took the knife from Mr. Faraday and stabbed him before he fell unconscious. The dead Mr. Faraday instantly fell on top of Mr. Rell from the stabbing,
No.
pinning Mr. Rell under him where he died shortly thereafter. But then there was the
No. I refuse that explanation.
and that's
no.
how they ended up on top of each other with no contradictions to be seen.
I refuse.
Huh. Hold
Logic
it.
dictates I must be very angry at this.
Do you really believe they fell in the exact opposite order in which they attacked?
Yes. Miles Edward, you're not listening to a word I'm saying.
Pot meet kettle.
Oh,
They both attacked each other at the same time. Mr. Rell fell first by chance,
No.
leaving Mr. Faraday to just happen to fall on top of him.
No.
Then Mr. Rell died shortly thereafter with underneath Mr. Faraday.
Just no.
That's how it happened.
Sure, friend. In your dreams.
so the two men attacked each other with Mr. Rell randomly falling down first. The fact that the order that they attacked each other in varies from the order they fell in doesn't cause a problem for me. However, there's definitely a certain aspect that I'm having trouble swallowing.
Well, the order doesn't make a problem for me either, but there's so many other things, like the distance between them.
Actually,
like
the order of
precise-
falling does give me a problem.
The thing is,
it's ridiculous.
It's
to
not
claim that.
the order they fell in the end of the day doesn't really matter. The point is that the contradiction is about the close range aspect.
Yes.
That's what that's saying. Is that it doesn't matter the order. It's about something else. Oh, it does, but not at that one instance. It's this. Objection. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. Two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. L moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation.
What a completely foolish line for a foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool!
Sure, friend.
If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who?
Well, someone else.
The person that attacked first with murderous intent, that would be
Neither.
Mr. Faraday had to.
Neither, neither, whatever.
I mean, if Faraday would have, if Rail would have attacked Faraday and he died instantly, that completely knocks that. It had to have been Mr. Faraday. Mr. Faraday, of course.
No, it's neither.
Yeah,
it is
hey,
neither.
pal,
Really?
what you're saying
Yeah.
now contradicts what you said earlier.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm being an idiot, aren't I? Well, I have to rethink this carefully.
It's okay.
It's someone else.
Neither man.
No, it's neither of them, yeah.
It's gotta be someone else who's
Yeah,
trying to
because
frame.
because somebody's got to position the bodies.
Yeah.
Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rail. And set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit.
Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing.
A brain.
Evidence, correct?
Exactly. Everything you've said up till now is nothing but a story played out in your head.
Friend, have you looked in the
However-
mirror lately?
This is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime?
Of course. If the third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup, made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it, and they bear the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place.
What they don't realise it was me.
The evidence
Don't
bags?
you know?
I would say it's the evidence bags, but I'm not sure.
No, because it's Faraday's blood.
No, it is the order they fell.
Ah,
Oh,
true.
That itself is the setup. It's the fact that they were set up like that.
yeah.
This is that very evidence.
And how exactly is this related?
Oh, damn.
Do you think you could explain it to me?
I couldn't.
There's no need for an explanation.
Miles.
Well, I have no idea how that's related. So you can please explain it to me?
Yes, well,
Let me guess, you can't explain it, can you?
Ah! It would appear that I was wrong. But there's definitely a contradiction here. And it should resolve itself if truly interesting, yes?
Miles Edgeworth, I would advise maybe a confidence save.
Yes. I can't confidence save. It's preventing a confidence save.
No.
Oh
Oh
no!
no.
No.
I still think it's
No,
the.
it's not that.
Okay.
Why
Is it-
wouldn't it
is
be
it-
the bags though?
The bag is the only thing that's we're not really used.
Yes, because if Faraday died instantly and the evidence bags have blood on it, he's got to have been in his position for a very long period of time.
Good point.
Mm.
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person.
How so?
Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony.
I was in the hallway the whole time. I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle.
If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground. Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around.
Yeah, I'm smart sometimes.
Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when the knife is used on a person.
Exactly.
If the culprit held the knife with the plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife.
What?
Ah.
Game? What?
Then by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence.
Yeah, that wouldn't work, but for Ace
No.
Attorney, it works enough.
Yeah, it's Ace Attorney logic. I also need to let it go, but game? What?
Yeah. Ah!
Like, wouldn't the knife just go straight through the plastic bag anyway?
No, I think.
Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation.
Unless they're saying it like
Yes.
like it's around the handle of the knife, so there's no fingerprints.
Oh, an objection.
Mr. Edgeworth, my brain hurts.
Oh, okay. Objection followed by the line.
Yeah. Objection!
Gumshoe?
What the heck's up with you, pal?
Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest.
Oh dear.
What?
What's the meaning of this?
Hey, it looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates.
Don't you dare.
That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie.
Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement.
I'll let His Honor explain it himself.
Well, thank you. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway.
What?
See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to want to fabricate such a lie?
Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday?
No! Of course not, sir.
Oh, a little angry sprite.
It would appear that the one who set up this whole crime scene. Let me try that again. Sorry. It would appear that the one who set up this whole crime scene. What? Hang on.
Are you okay?
Can't brain. It would appear that the one who set up this whole crime scene up is that detective.
You're adding the up. It's fine.
Oh, I see.
It's
yeah.
pretty poor. It's pretty poor writing.
Yeah.
It's fine. It happens.
Which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has come tumbling down, Miles.
I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep on this.
Why is it always your lines we flash back to, Lemming?
Because I'm not damned important.
So cold.
Red.
Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you are now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth or so help me.
I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it! Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I'm the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not?
So am I.
Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly.
Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all.
Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about?
The state of the hallway. Because if he is in the hallway, he'll be able to remember it. No?
No.
Where he wasn't in the hole? No.
No, because...
I would definitely not ask for the motive.
No.
well,
It would be
actually,
either when
no.
he wasn't in the hallway. Or...
Precisely. What would his motive be for murdering them?
Oh, or maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
it's crunching.
Oh.
It's crunching.
Oh no, crunch time!
We all think different things. What do we think we should actually ask, legitimately? I think asking for the motive is interesting because he has no motive. It is the right question to ask.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, and this is the first rule of law, cui bono, who benefits. So
Yeah.
why would he kill them?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Try. I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive? Huh. Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything?
No, sir. Not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir.
Is that a fact?
Objection.
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe?
I am telling you, I am not lying.
The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know.
This is natural for me.
If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I think I have one right here for you.
Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation.
You're serious, aren't you? Fine, you amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice.
Ooh.
Fight, 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 fight!
Fight.
Okay.
Gumshoe's motive.
It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit."
Oh.
Another salary.
Brand new detective suddenly giving me a salary cut? That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation?
Wow, he really has been getting his salary cut for so long.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge.
Because he's a good boy.
Quiet. We can't trust anything you say.
Sir,
There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Miss Yu's perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all.
Rebuttal.
Gumshoe's motive.
Hold it! A week ago, then you and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances.
No way. I only met him in person today.
Then how do you know about Detective Gumshoe?
I've seen him around before. So, yeah.
Hold it! Mr. Faraday was upset.
Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday is known to get angry often. But there he was, totally beat right in the face. Him. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die.
Just like the face he's making right now, right?
I'm completely innocent, I tell you.
The poor man.
Why is it always me?
Yeah. It was quite the scene with the detective.
Hold it! You just stood there, watching this unfold in front of you.
Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. That's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him.
No way! I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face!
You do have something
You
stuck.
do.
But you do!
Huh? What have I got stuck on my face?
Let's try it with your eyes, nose, mouth, and those ridiculous eyebrows.
Huh? My eyebrows aren't that bad.
I love how he's trying to look at his eyebrows.
Man. Messing with your head is too much fun.
Miss you, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony.
Sure, why not?
Technically, that plaster isn't on his face, it's on his jaw.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Shadow, then what would your jaw be but a part of your face?
No, it's not. It's not classified as a face.
Yeah, it's a part of your head, but no face.
Yeah, it's not your face. Sorry.
To cut a
In
new
your face!
to cut a new detective's salary right off the bat like that.
I'm familiar with the way you guys relate. Is that a common practice?
Well, it is for Gumshoe.
Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too?
I suppose I did.
It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth.
Wow.
My father can even fire anyone, new or cold, with a snap. New or old, sorry, with a snap of his fingers.
Miracle!
New or old, they go cold.
Come on.
Maybe you think that's enough reason for for detectives to hate you people?
Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad, don't tell me Mr. Von kind of cut your salary earlier. Oh, that explains. Now we know why he agreed to do this.
Well, agreed.
Oh,
In
jeez.
quotation marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big enough motive, honestly.
Yeah.
Also explains why I've got such a small telly.
You call your explanation
Doesn't explain how you have a telly.
how you call your explanation perfect.
Is it not to your liking?
Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards.
Oh, is there something you want me to clarify? Is that the case?
What should I do? Should I raise objection? Well, every time this gets us somewhere, that's sure. Alright, if you could clear this one thing for me. How Mr. Faraday was killed, motive for killing Mr.
Killing
Rell,
Mr. Rell.
Faraday and...
Yeah, because
Gumshoe's
Mr.
relationship.
Rell isn't an attorney.
Wait,
Yeah, wait.
should Faraday and Gumshoe's relation might yield something?
I actually agree with Drifting, because he has no motive. Sure, she's presented with a motive for killing Faraday, but not
Hold
Mr. Rell.
on.
Not
No.
for Mr. Rell.
Hold on, though.
Yeah.
Because he might be killing Mr. Rell just because he was in the way. If he was after, quotes, air quotes, if he was after Mr. Faraday, then Mr. Rell was just in the way and he would have testified that
Okay.
Gumshoe killed Faraday.
Yeah, yes.
How Mr. Faraday was killed was no, you can't ask that because he already knows the answer to
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah.
The motive is as Drifty says, the motive's probably affair.
You sure you don't want to ask number 3?
So he's saying that he has a grudge on Faraday and on all prosecutors.
Can we do a confidence save now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still think it's the second one, but we can do the third one if you want.
Let's have a look and see what the third one yields us and go from there.
Yeah.
Probably fair.
Excuse us for a
I
moment.
should-
We need to confidence save.
Confidence save, yes.
Yes.
Actually, allow me to ask the detective directly, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Faraday was in charge of training rookie detectives to testify in trials. I met him on the very first day I entered the criminal affairs department, pal.
Oh? I had no idea Mr. Faraday was so involved. Faraday. He may look like an easygoing guy, but he's actually a bit of a nut for strict discipline and manners. Guys like Gumshoe tended to rub him the wrong way.
There, now you know how the detective and Mr. Faraday were related. Happy now?
No, wait.
You said you only had one thing to ask, right?
Oh,
Please allow me to ask about one thing. No, it's fine. It was you had a very valid point.
Oh, you're a riot, Edgeworth. Poor baby. Tell you what, I'll let you have another go. How's that?
I both like and dislike this woman at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conflicting emotions for all.
That's ass.
I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell?
Motive for killing Rel? How? Like I would know.
If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves?
Case? I have absolutely no idea.
Huh. What? That's impossible. She must know something.
Hold on. Okay. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? Makes me laugh.
I didn't even do anything. You're already laughing away.
Oh.
Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway.
Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation.
Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma?
Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up.
I wish you'd both be quiet just for 1 second.
It's the first time I've spoken in several dialogues.
Him. Oh, well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids.
So I really like that Yu is a defense attorney, yet they make her very much not likable, but not unlikable, if that's the best way to explain it.
Yes.
Yeah, she's so
Yeah.
fun. I
So
think
she has an animation that I want to comment on when it happens again. So
okay.
I'm keeping my eye up on her.
Yeah. I need water, like the snort kind of laugh. Is really like draining my
Well,
Yeah.
moisture.
we'd go for another half an hour. Shall we? So it's 37 minutes past 8. We'd normally wrap up at 9. So I think it's too late to have a break. But if we want to, if we wanted to go longer, we could have a break. But I don't know if we want to do that.
I just need to grab my water bottle. It's right over here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I'm just
I
saying.
could
In
honestly
general,
use
I
a
need
drink
water.
there.
Cool.
It's not a Sunday. I'm going to go until whenever.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
We'll be back after this short break.
Oh,
Good.
Okay.
I'll be right back then. I need to grab a drink.
I'm gonna get some grub.
I'm going to grab a snacky and.
We'll be right back.
Goose.
As long as we end sometime before 3-ish, 3-ish for me, because I have it is 1:30.
We are back, and we are, of course, continuing on with our investigation or interrogation of an argument of Defense Attorney Callisto Yu. Please continue then. Okay.
There's no one out here with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men.
Oh, there it is.
Mr. Rell, who happened... Yeah, there we go. Go ahead.
So what I was saying to other people already here, and the people who weren't already here, the thing that annoys me about this is her lipstick. You don't apply lipstick that way. You don't turn it all the way up, and I know you don't do that because I've tried it, because I thought that was the way you were supposed to apply it, and you break off your lipstick like that.
Yeah,
Don't do
sure.
it. It's a media thing. It's so annoying. It's a pet peeve of mine. Anyway, continue.
Mr. Rell, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other.
Mom, have you seen the amount of brain cells that Gumshoe has?
I wonder if
Like
that's...
Hey,
It could be like... Listen, it could be like Columbo. I've seen it.
I wonder if that's really true.
One more thing.
Just one more question. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking? Who somehow related to them?
The one you've been talking to, maybe, before we started this investigation.
Yeah. Oh, particular
Do
man.
you mean me?
Maybe.
No, me.
Shall we do it then? Or should we press?
I think we should keep to our thing of pressing everything, honestly.
Yeah, cool. Let's go. Hold it! Leads to goofs. So there is no one else who might have had a grudge against both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell?
I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch. But I'm pretty sure that there was no one like that in this here in this courthouse today.
She's lying through her teeth. We just saw a someone like that here earlier.
Oh wow, game literally fucking...
The game like
Besides-
here, don't you get it?
Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men.
You kind of have to. Especially if you've got circumstantial evidence.
Hold it! Someone with a grudge against one of the men? In that case, aren't there plenty of other people who fit the bill?
Sure. After all, who doesn't garner scorn from another simply by being alive?
Oh, too real.
We call them bigots,
Ow.
Mom.
But the only one who held a grudge and acted upon it was Detective Gumshoe. Furthermore,
Hold it! So you're saying that he was basically silenced?
aren't you glad you managed to avoid the same fate, Your Honor? Why, if you had been the one to receive the witness the blood-covered detective...
What? Detective Gumshoe? You wouldn't kill even me?
what? I would never do something as terrible as that, Your Honor.
After all we've been through, I thought that meant something to you.
Objection! Your Honor, take a look around. We are not in a court right now. It would be greatly appreciated if you would stay here with us in reality.
Oh, wow.
Please forgive me. I don't know what I do.
Oh, sweet boy. And you there, Miss Yu. Hurry up and continue with your... fail to do so, I will whip you into shape.
Of course.
That's nice. Sounds kind of fun, actually. Anyway, Detective Gumshoe had to erase the witness, Mr. Rell.
Hold it!
I didn't do it, pal.
No hard feelings, but I don't think we can take the word of a criminal seriously.
Whimper. Aw.
But I can't even begin to think up with ways to set up a crime scene.
This is correct. You have like one brain cell.
I
And
suppose
that
you
brain
do
cell
lack...
pushes for justice.
I suppose you do lack the necessary tactical mind required to do such a thing.
You can say that again.
Why do you have to kick a man when he's down, pal?
I don't kick. I don't kick, I whip.
You shouldn't put yourself down, Detective. You're a big boy. I bet you thought it up all by yourself, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I worked real hard at it too.
Gumshoe, no!
I think this proves one thing about the detective. He has the mental acuity of a worm. I have to admit, her explanation makes sense. However, there's also something she overlooked in her testimony. I should present that piece of evidence and see if I can't make her see the truth.
Listen, Edgeworth, the problem is that you have all the brain cells and Gumshoe has like one left.
He's doing his best
Edge-
with that one brain cell.
Edgeworth has all the brain cells. I have all the likability.
Unless Gumshoe is really smart and he's doing the long con.
Objection! Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up?
What do you mean?
We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Codopian Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Koshin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Codopian Embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Koshin has no reason at all to kill both of these men?
I suppose he might have a reason or two.
You covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold.
But I didn't do it.
You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Koshin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. Hold it! You want to investigate Koshin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Koshin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived.
Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe.
I suppose so.
No way. Come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir.
Okay. Then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway?
No, there was no one else there, sir.
Then why should I believe you didn't do it?
That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt.
I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape from their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up, "I spaced out while on duty," or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation.
There's also the question of, like, how did this third person get in, though?
I mean, it's also the question of, did anybody check to make sure that the handgun in question had actually been fired?
Good point.
True.
Probably not.
Because there is an open window
But that
and what looks like a rooftop.
Yeah, but the window is barred.
Yeah, but you can still shoot a bullet through it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could still
Yeah.
snipe them.
Do we really think the game would go that angle, though?
I mean,
Just say it.
he's just saying. It's also very unlikely because then why would then Mr. Mackerel be killed? Yeah.
And not just that, how do you angle it in such a way that he's shot in the chest and then placed upon somebody else?
And that, yeah.
It's all whacked
Maybe
out.
Mackerel really wanted to kill Faraday, but someone wanted to kill Mackerel.
Yeah. Detective Baird.
Oh, he looks so defeated.
But
Yeah.
my point is more if Gumshoe is guarding the door and if all the windows have bars on them so you can get in, where did the third person come from to put the bodies on top of each other?
Well, the judge did say there was a moment where there was no one in the hallway. If Gumshoe really wasn't there at a time, then it means that someone could have got in easily.
Yeah, no one is listening to me. That's why I'm so worked up right now.
Miles Edgeworth, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa.
And that doesn't say isn't that, right, everyone?
Well, I suppose we should be getting back to our real jobs now, huh?
Before we do, Miss Yu, there is something I'd like to speak with you about.
What is it?
Has that forensic guy been saluting the
The
entire
entire time. He's that good. He's that diligent.
So, what did you want to ask me about?
KG8 incident. The current case of the murdered Cadopian embassy staff member. I have heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident.
Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it?
I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG8 incident.
Oof. Okay. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't really know anything about what was reported in the papers.
No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident.
I'd appreciate if you stop with the false accusations. Recent style bursts are useless both inside and outside of the courtroom, don't you know?
I do, but also know that I
Don't
do
know.
have a leg to stand on.
Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me?
If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG8 agent she is.
I really love how suddenly very anime she becomes when she laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like a big grin. When
Yeah, the
Yeah.
big grit.
Yes.
It's very One Piece.
Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident.
That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to this KG8 incident?
Through the victim. Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case?
Sorry, but we're not related. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. That I couldn't help but...
Miss Yu, I ask that you please tell me the truth.
Ahem. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know.
Alright, let's do this then.
As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities to the Mono Group was my sister, CCU.
As I thought.
And she was killed right before she got to testify at the impending trial. By Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. Double jeopardy, if you will.
All because of a lack of evidence.
No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist.
What?
I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence.
Then the evidence has been tampered with.
Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? Smuggling ring being run out of the Mono Group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in a league with each other all along.
How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation?
I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG-8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know.
You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring?
I don't know what to think.
Manny Cochin. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier?
Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he'd arrived. He figured he should say hi and one other thing. Looks like he couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh boy, stop with this scary face already. I'm fine. Really, I gave him a good slap across the face.
Good for her.
1, 2, and ta-da! Edgeworth forgot scary face.
The way she talks about slapping him, the way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Him. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. Asked around, and people in the gallery claim that he was in his seat the entire time. We talk about cruel fate. Well, this is all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh?
That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life.
Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We won't want you to die of stress, would we?
I mean, insomnia's got that point up, but okay.
Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see.
Look at you with your game face on, ready to go.
I'm making no such face.
Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time?
I'm charged with making sure that all criminals of this world are found guilty.
He just has resting bitch face, it's fine.
I have no need for laughter.
My favorite.
There you go, making that face again. Oh well.
Well, thank you, Edgeworth. I nearly choked on my drink.
I've got to get going. Oh, sorry, that's you, not your line.
Gotta get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. My cheeks hurt from from the laughing. Like,
But she
Right.
can write from Karma and his protege shoot.
Also, I just wanted to-
Bumps.
Hmm?
I just wanted to say we can see it because the saturation is a bit wonky, but the defense attorney actually has freckles on her face. It's
She
really cute.
does. It's a really cute design.
hey.
The KG8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that detective, Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. Whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth.
Honorable? Question mark.
I said we'd go into half past, but I think that's a good point for us to kind of.
Yeah.
No point extending. No point extending beyond our reach, and we'll just be getting halfway into a section. Plus, next week's session, which is the 11th, will actually be the last week that we do for this year, because on the 18th there's the countdown stream, so there's gonna be no that weekend. And the week after that is Christmas. You know?
Someone is
Yes.
having a problem with the water fountain in the background.
We'll get to that next time, of course.
It just immediately jumped out at me, so I had to say
Yeah.
something about it.
Yeah, and
I think the guy who was
guy-
drinking from it broke it.
yeah, and the guy on the couch who's still saluting, kind of thing, but lying down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ready, ready, sir.
But yeah, there's so yeah, next week will be the last session until effectively the new year, because 18th is the countdown stream, Christmas, then New Year's Day.
Mhm.
Whether people want to do a stream on New Year's Day, I don't know. We'll have to discuss that. But at the very earliest, I imagine we'll be reconvening on the 8th. So yeah, nearly a 3-week break at that point. And hopefully we can get this case wrapped up next week and then start the final case on the 8th. So
That'd be
Yes.
so cool.
Yeah.
And then we'll have maybe a special guest.
we will. It'll be Weird FTW appearing
Yes.
in that stream.
I'm
Yes.
so excited for that. You don't even know.
Me too. Oh my god! Like,
Speaking
Oh
of,
my gosh.
speaking of weird, he's currently live right now.
Yeah.
Yes, playing Halo with
Yeah.
birthday boy
Yeah.
James Hayward.
So let's go say
Still
hello.
doing the birthday shenanigans.
Let's go say
Yes.
hello and wish happy birthday, I think. So let's have a look here.
A belated birthday to James,
yes,
but
well, a birthday nonetheless. Raid,
Yes.
Weird, FTW. There we go. So we're going to go and raid Weird, so go stick around if you're in the chat, and we're going to go say hello. We're going to keep it simple for the raid phrase. It's just simply going to be objection, nothing too fancy, as the saying goes. I want to thank everyone who's joined for this watching us, as well as my guests and fellow cast members. Burr,
Objection!
Drifting,
Good evening. Still.
Lemming,
Good night.
Shadow,
That also works.
objection.
and Kay.
hey, I got distracted.
That's fine. We'll see you later. My name's been Matt. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
There we go. Now it's raid starting.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, we've got Ebac the cat raiding with a party of 6.
Hey, wow.
Wow. Welcome. Oh
Can
my
you
god,
help me
they're big.
against these big things? Sticking